For those of us in the knife community, we are very careful about what kind of blades we choose to wear out into society, whether it be for our own EDC or especially into the office environment. Some people are very turned off by them and are, needless to say, freaked out by them. And they feel like we're going to hijack our place of business or the Walmart or wherever. So, with that in mind, a lot of us choose what we're going to carry and what we ultimately buy depending on the clip and how much is going to be showing. For me, my dress and everyday carry for now has been the Spyderco Sage 1. This is a very deep writing clip with nothing really sticking out of the pocket. It's not quite as deep as the Flash one, but you know I really like it, and the clip seriously looks like a paper clip, and nobody has ever said anything to me about it, even when carrying it in the office. However, this is not about that. This is about something that I received from Mr. Lynch, or as he's known on his bladeforums.com username, the original Spaceman, and it happens to be a deep writing clip for my Delica 4. This is one of my favorite all-time EDC blades. It fulfills the role that it needs to all the time. My only gripe about it was the pocket clip. This has now been solved. What Mr. Lynch, and I'm not going to use his first name even though he does on the Blade forums, it's just not my place. But what he has done is he's made a titanium deep writing pocket clip that fits into the same 3 holes that Spyderco drills for their blade, as you can see right there. So yeah, it's titanium. It's very long, as you can see by my finger. I wear a large size glove for my finger length, and it's almost the length of my finger. So it makes it really, really deep in pocket, and actually makes up for the lack of retention, because I'm actually not pushing very hard here, and it's lifting up entirely. Let's just get a really close-up view of this. There we go. And it's actually started to show just a little bit of wear. And I'm honestly very okay with that. And it's just around the edges right through here. And I'll talk about my tool mark later on, which I was a little disappointed about. But it's shown just a little bit of wear in the couple weeks I've had it, and that's okay. I like that worn-in look a little bit. It makes the knife its own, and leaves it a really cool tail to tell about how often you've carried this. It's just a brushed titanium, and he hand makes these all of them. So with this tooling mark that you guys saw at the very bottom of the clip, this was actually something that I did out of personal preference, and that was to lower how raised up the guide, for lack of a better term, to put in your pocket clip was. I felt it stuck up far too high, and I was snagging a couple things. It never ever pulled the knife out of my pocket because of how long the clip is, but I didn't like how much it was snagging, and I was afraid that I was going to bend my clip. So I bent that down with a set of needle nose pliers, and I just had to use the needle nose directly on the clip itself without any sort of cover or protection for the clip. But that's what that's from. So that's my only complaint, or I guess one of two, really. But that's my only major complaint about this knife, or not the knife, the pocket clip so far. My other complaint was in trying to install it. I used the original Spyderco screws that it came with, just because I've got a star torque wrench, and I like them better. And the ones that Mr. Lynch included with it were really, really small, and I was too worried I was going to lose the tool that it came with. So I just chose to put the original screws back in, but I noticed it was really, really hard to get in, and let's see if we can get in there nice and close. Maybe you guys can see the screw marks on that. Maybe. Come on. No, it's not going to work. But there's some screw marks right here and a little bit right here whenever I actually had to insert the screws almost sideways like that in order for them to fit in. But they straighten themselves out, and just a little bit of Loctite on there, and this clip hasn't moved at all, really. I mean, there's a little bit of side-to-side play, but that was already pre-existing whenever I put the clip on there. So overall, I'm very, very satisfied with this clip. It looks really good, and it rides really, really deep in a pocket. It's just I can't even begin to say how much I like it for that. Let me grab It's just a letter, so, but at least it'll give you the idea of how deep this rides in pocket. So that's with the Delica, and let me actually put my Sage in there so we can get a good idea. And that is with the Sage. Yes, that is how much deeper the Delica rides in pocket than the Sage does. So, overall, I'm very, very satisfied with this clip. Mr. Lynch has done an amazing job with it, so hats off to you, my friend. And he sent it with his own little personalized note to me. It looks kind of like this, so it came here really, really quickly, and I'm really, really enjoying it. But yeah, this was the deep carry clip made by Mr. Lynch, and I'm very satisfied. Oh, and on one more note, this is the long version of this clip. It does sit on this flattened pad underneath here, just like the original clip does, as to not tear up your pants. If you get the shortened version, it's about yay long, so it takes off a good inch from it. So anyways, guys, this is Agent Kyle signing off, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe, and please check out Mr. Lynch at bladeforums.com, the original spaceman.